As we said earlier, I like to use as light a gear as I can get away with. Light line, light sinkers. And if there's not much current, you can use even lighter gear, just go up and wait as you need to. Now what we're doing today is really not doing a lot of fishing, we're just talking about it. But have a look at this fishing. We were up at the Kaipara Harbour a little while ago, and there are huge currents there, very fierce currents, and they use a different style of rig and different technique in terms of the baits and the very strong currents. Have a look at this. Woo-hoo, look at that.
That's a better fish.
This is one of the favourite spots, is it? See, we've been keeping this one.
Yeah, that's the captain for you.
He makes you work all day catching little ones, and then these Uggo boys. And then all of a sudden, every rod's on. That's the real Kaipara
That's
fishing.
great, isn't it?
All good fantastic. I'm going to get back in there.
I can't work out whether the current should be helping me or helping the fish. And at the moment it feels like it's 50-50, He takes a bit and I take a bit back. So the current is helping him.
At the start of the day, Ray said the best fishing would be at a spot near the bar where the water heaves and churns as the tidal currents battle the ocean rollers. But we could only go there at low tide, around 4 o'clock, when the conditions would be at their best. And he was dead right. After fishing several other spots and catching plenty of smaller fish, this spot produced the best action. Local knowledge is critical here, as it can be a dangerous place. And I love going out with people who know what they're doing.
Very acceptable Kaipara penny.
Hey, what's the secret, boys? I still need some help.
I think we're just pretty much hooked up together on it.
$35. That's $35, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, I reckon.
While the daily limit for snapper on the east coast of the North Island, from North Cape to East Cape, is 9 fish per angler, here on the west coast it's 10. So with 7 people fishing, we can actually take home 70 snapper, but we don't need that many, so we're keeping only the bigger fish, which we'll scale and gut on the return trip across the harbour. Well, I've lost another lot of gear, but I'm going through some gear, so the skipper, Ray, kindly said, look, let me set it up the way we do here on Kaipara. So he set up my outfit for me. I've gone back to the braid. This is the sinker attached, just clipped on here with this clip-on swivel and clip, and it's just sliding on the main line above the swivel to the trace. And then he's put a loop to our trace. The trace is about 2 metres, and then he's got 2 hooks on the end, one sliding, and that's interesting the way they do it, because normally we would put a hook at each end of a bait, so the bait's sitting long and thin. But he's put a different bait, here it is, a different bait on each hook. We've got 2 hooks, and he said the secret is to have a bait on each hook. So I notice that's the way Queen Bee's fishing too, so I'll throw this out and see what we can do. Robert, I see you've got different systems of connecting your sinkers, mate. This looks interesting. You make them yourself?
Make them all myself, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a 28, and then I'll make 28. The mould makes 20 and 16 ounce. So, and we have just a little clip I use with free running, and just can either clip them on and change them easily, or some of them I use the ring. Yeah. Or the nylon, just depending on what suits me.
What a great idea.
And I find works well, and when we get out in our fishing party, everybody uses the same.
Yeah.
So we don't get quite so many tangles, and it seems to work well.
So make sure they've all got the same weight on.
Same weight.
They're all in the same distance from the boat.
And they're all rigged the same.
Yeah, exactly. So and you have the sinker and then your trace, so if you get a shark, you just lose the trace?
So that's just free running. Just put the thing on and clip it, and there she hangs, and she's just freewheeling.
sliding up and down the line,
Sliding
and
up and down.
and then below that you've got your trace with the hooks.
Yeah.
And
Piece of cake. I've already hooked about 4 sharks today, and all I've lost is the hook, so you don't lose your sinkers.
very clever.
Yeah.